The Garbo massacre, a public grief in a historical shadow. On Saturday, July 24, 2021, a massacre of Isir Sifane and Umulo Dukes took place in the town of Garbo. The massacre was planned 5 months in advance. The town of Garbo is located approximately 372 kilometers northwest of the capital of Jigjiga, Somali regional state. Geographically, Garbo is located at a strategic point, on the main road connecting Djibouti and Addis Ababa, 320 kilometers northeast of the Ethiopian capital of Addis Ababa, and is located in the eastern part of the Hawash Valley. Before the Garbo massacre, for about 4 months, the Ethiopian government and the Afar state had been preparing the plan and execution of this atrocious massacre at a high level. 4 months before the Garbo massacre, the Afar Special Forces, Afar Liu Police, the ARDUF and Ugugumo guerrillas besieged the town of Garbo and the surrounding area, with the help and support of the federal government, and dug military trenches in 3 directions north, west and south of the city with the aim of preparing for a brutal massacre. Before carrying out the massacre, the federal government of Ethiopia and the Afar state government began a disarmament program to collect weapons from the local population, and imprisoned all intellectuals in Garbo. They also stopped the entry of education or medicine into the town, while communication were blocked. At around 8 a.m., the Afar Liu police launched an unprecedented attack on the town, from 3 directions. Hundreds of soldiers armed with various types of weapons used by the warring states entered the city on foot, in vehicles, and on motorcycles by the security forces. First, the Liu police force of Afar fired indiscriminately at the people of the city, leaving the people of Garbo town dead, wounded, or fleeing and barricading themselves in their homes. According to survivors of the massacre, the Liu police force of Afar killed everyone they encountered, sparing no women, children, the elderly, infidels, or Muslims. According to witnesses and survivors of the massacre, the Liu police force of Afar continued the massacre throughout the day. After the massacre, the Ethiopian National Army gathered the survivors of the massacre and threw them into an open area so that they could not find shelter, and the survivors of the massacre were raffified or deported as if they were the perpetrators, which is similar to what the Jewish army did to the Palestinian people. So, considering the way the Liu police of Afar carried out the massacre, the types of weapons they used, and the vehicles they carried, and the action taken by the Ethiopian National Army after the massacre, all show the magnitude of the tragedy that occurred in Garbo on Saturday, July 24, 2021, the Ethiopian central government's role in the tragedy that occurred there. The brutal massacre of Garbo was planned and executed by Oromo leaders and officials, while it was given the name of the Afar administration. The National Army and the National Guard were involved in the brutal massacre of Garbo. The Afar Special Forces are a government force that the Ethiopian central government pays for their salaries and all the things, such as equipment, supplies, uniforms and vehicles, they operate in. So the brutal massacre of Garbo is a public sorrow and historical shadow that is etched in the hearts of the peoples of the Horn of Africa, especially the Somali people and Ethiopian Muslims. The people massacred in the city of Garbo include people who are not even Somalis and Muslims, and this shows the policies and intelligence of the Ethiopian government leaders against Somalis. It is sad and regrettable that instead of the Ethiopian government saving the people of Garbo, it ordered its soldiers to massacre them, and those who survived the massacre.